Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And now to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. Representing the three-time Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils, Arlette.
I feel I'm at a game. Oh my gosh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Happy Devils Sunday! This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, season 4, episode 23, titled Devils 2021 first round pick, 4th overall. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Beer Baron and Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal, streaming live on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart app, Amazon Music, Audible, and now on the Morristown Beard Podcast Library, my alma mater. Now, so anybody from my old high school, from Morristown Beard School, you're now listening to me, Sam Wu, class of 97.
The way you said that was like, you're listening. Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like, I was overweight as a kid in high school, but look at me now.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
Look at me, Pop. I made it.
Well, the draft lottery happened, huh?
Oh, and wait, here's how climactic that was. Oh, 4. Oh, okay. All right, I guess we did. Did we? No, that's it. Okay, we're good. We're done. All right, thanks, guys. The only funny part, or the only exciting part of that entire process, was the fact that you see Fitzgerald clearly say the S word, and he's not saying ship because he said something else. But it was funny because as soon as they flip the card, you see him like react directly to it, and you're like, "Can the camera guy give him like a second to have like that moment of like, you know, pure reaction?" But no, not surprising that the Devils didn't move up. At least they didn't move down. At least they didn't move down to 5 or 6. They stay at 4. There's a lot of potential at that 4th pick. I know we're going to dive into coming up closer to the actual draft. We'll dive deeper into a lot more of the prospects and talk a little bit more in depth about who they are. Luckily for me, a lot of them have names that I can pronounce, so that's a plus. But there's a lot of people that are jumping up and down saying Luke Hughes, Luke Hughes, Luke Hughes. And there's a question that I wanted to run past you guys. Are the Devils afraid if Luke Hughes is available, right? And there's a couple. I say the top of this draft is very close, and I'm going off of what other experts are saying. I'm not going off of what I'm saying. So there's a lot of people that are saying the top at least 6 picks are with the exception of Owen Power, are pretty interchangeable, right? So from 2 to 7 are pretty interchangeable. Brant Clark, there's a lot of talent up in that area. If the Devils have Luke Hughes sitting there, but they also have a couple other options, do you think that they're afraid not to draft Luke Hughes because if they don't, it will make Jack upset? That's an honest question. Do you think that if Luke Hughes is sitting there, it's an automatic given, Devils are taking him, and that's it? They're not trading the pick. They're going to take him, even though he's committed to Michigan next year. So you're not going to, Devil fans, you're not going to see him for like a whole maybe 2 years. Do you think the Devils go for it and draft Luke Hughes? It's not a bad draft, not a bad pick, but I'm just saying. Do you think that they're afraid not to take him if he's there?
I don't think he'll be there at 4, but if he is, then I'm sure they would probably snatch him up. If they want Luke Hughes, I think they're gonna have to move up with Seattle. And why wouldn't Seattle want Luke, being that his brother plays right across the old borderline there in Vancouver, and it's a wonderful Hughes and Hughes situation there. So if the Devils want to trade something to Seattle and work a deal with them and move up to grab Luke, I think that would be the way. But I would see him. I'd see Seattle like snatching him at 2.
So do you think that the Devils would have to trade their pick and possibly the Islanders' pick to Seattle to get to that number 2 position? And do you think Luke Hughes is worth that much?
I'm going to leave that up to their scouts. Like I said, I really have not dived in at all to the next year draft, so I can't really. I really don't know. I haven't seen any of their scoutings or anything like that. Except I know Luke Hughes is really, really high with Owen Power. They're basically the consensus 1-2, across the board in the mock drafts that I saw. And then again, after that, it gets a little bit dicey. For us, it seems like we might have some good questions to answer. Seems to be at the 4 spot. There's 3 guys. One of them, another defenseman, a big defenseman. You may have heard of his brother Graham, Brant Clark, William Eklund, who, although he was with Alexander Holtz last year, he's another center, and we're already kind of stacked at center. So I don't know if we need that. And then there's this Dylan Gauthier kid or something like that. He's supposed to be a big power winger. So, we're going to see. I haven't really, and those are just a couple. I've looked at don't quote me on all these things. I looked at 2 mock drafts. That's it. And, 3 of them I looked at after the draft lottery. That's it. And I jotted down a couple notes, and those were the 3 guys that I saw. So, other than that, you got me.
Well, let's be real. We're not paid professionals that are breaking down the draft, and I'm sure some chucklehead on YouTube will be like, "Yeah, I told you, blah 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 blah." But I just looking at what everything is kind of falling into place. If Luke Hughes is there, that'd be great. If Brant Clark is there, that'd be great. Being at number 4, I think, gives the Devils a lot of options. Now, I think they should keep that pick. We'll get into that discussion too. Should they trade it? Should they keep it? There's a lot of people out there in social media. We're probably as well-knowledged as we are that are saying, trade it away, trade it away. I don't think you automatically trade a number 4 pick, especially there's a lot of great defensive prospects that are at the top end of this draft. And what is one of the things that this team is lacking right now? And I know, yes, we have a lot in the system, but unproven commodities, right? Kevin Ball looked like he could be the real deal. Riley Walsh didn't get his feet wet in the NHL yet. There's a lot of question marks with, a few of the guys, and who knows what's going to happen, free agency and blah, blah, blah. So I think they're smart if they keep the number 4. You see how it plays out. You see who falls in your lap, because at that point, it really is just like, the Owen Power will be gone at number 1 to Buffalo. Number 2, if you're right on the money, and I wouldn't be shocked, would be Luke Hughes. And then you look at Anaheim, and you got to look at Anaheim's needs. I don't know if they need a defenseman, so they might try to go for that power forward. They might try to go for somebody a little bit different. So then, damn, that lines up pretty nicely.
Yeah. I mean, here's the beauty thing. I mean, I don't think Fitzy trades. I mean, if he does, it's basically, I think, to move up and secure Luke. So if they don't do that, which I don't think he's afraid not to or anything like that, I think he's going to make the best moves for the team. The beauty thing is with this pick and the other one that we snatched from our old buddy Uncle Lou there, we're going to be able to kind of nab both in one round. If we take a defenseman, if we do take Brandt Clark, who is a big, powerful defenseman, smart, intelligent player on the ice, hockey sense, they say. If we take him at 4, we still have another pick, at like 20 where we could snatch a first-round winger who might be out there kind of hanging around that, maybe fell through the cracks or something like that. We'll see. I don't think they're going to trade up. If they do, it's just to get Luke. I think that's it. I don't think they're going to go all the way to number 1. And then if you're only moving up 2 spots, they really want to give away 2. I don't know. I think they'd rather wait. Even when Quinn becomes a free, I don't even know what his contract situation is, but maybe when he becomes a free agent, we can go snatch him and bring him to play with Jack over here because Fitzy has got us set up with lots of cap space that we're going to be able to, at some point, we're going to be able to spend, and it's going to be nice. So.
Well, there's a couple other defensemen that are out there that there's some rumors starting to circulate. My favorite time of year, I love watching playoff hockey, and we'll talk a little bit about that too in a little bit. Even though the Devils are not in it, if you're a hockey fan, you still watch playoff hockey. Like there's other sports, maybe not so much, but playoff hockey is always one of the best things to watch on TV. Vince Dunn from the St. Louis Blues has been garnering a lot of trade interest. Now, there was a lot of rumors last year that he was kind of on the outs in St. Louis anyways. He's a 24-year-old defenseman. Fits kind of in the same mold or model that the Devils are looking at. Supposedly, the Blues tried to move him in the last trade deadline, and they were asking for a number 1, and nobody would bite. So I'm curious to see if Fitzy takes a run at him or if Fitzy takes a run at Seth Jones, because Seth Jones would be that's another one to keep an eye on because apparently he's out of Columbus. So he already told them he's not coming back. So
yeah, but where's he going to want to go? Is he going to want to go to a rebuilding team, or is he going to want to go to a team where he can immediately jump in there and take a shot at the playoffs?
I don't know. But that's the thing is, who knows?
Are you kidding me? You know the answer to that. He's let me call Buffalo and Jersey and see what they got going on if I can get me a contract over there. No, he's not doing that at all. Are you kidding me?
I'm not disagreeing with you at all, but
yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all, but at the same time, you gotta. It depends on what teams are.
A beautiful place.
Yeah, well, you gotta look at what
California
teams are
is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to look at what teams are available and what they have cap wise, because this year is going to be a little bit different. So I think there's going to be some more moves to be had after the Cup. You're going to see. I don't know. A lot of people are yelling about Dougie Hamilton and what's going to happen with that. I agree with you. The problem that the Devils are in right now is it's hard for them to be attractive. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're going to the bar without makeup on. They gotta spruce themselves up a little bit. They gotta bring in somebody. They gotta be able to do something to make this team look a little bit more attractive, because on paper they don't look that good.
They're not. I mean, they're not going to look good for another year. It's what we've talked about. This was not a good season. There was a million things that went wrong. It didn't turn out very well, but we have a lot of prospects. We're going to see a lot more of them coming up next year. We have 2 first-round picks this year. If you look at the last, these last couple drafts have been stacked, and we've had, what is it, a total? Like, we had 3 last year, we have 2 this year, and did we have 2 the year before that as well? First-round picks? I can't remember. Or is it just 1? Still, that's like 6 first-round picks in 2 years. That's pretty darn good right there. We're not going to be a sexy team for another year or 2. Like, maybe it could have happened, but we had way too many craziness go on this season. If Nico played a whole season, if there wasn't a COVID shutdown for the entire team, and like we've been through that endlessly, but I think honestly, I think next year is going to be a really big year for the team. I think, maybe if someone doesn't mind a year or 2 of suffering, if Seth Jones is someone who doesn't mind a year or 2 of being kind of more on the outs, not in the playoffs, and be on the out. How old is he? How old is Seth Jones? What's he, like 20?
I want to say he's 27, 26,
somewhere around there, right? I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. But for a guy at that age, you also have to think about a couple things. Like A, like, do you want to do a long-term thing? B, is this, do I want to sit through 2 years of that? C, what if I get hurt during one of those 2 years? There's a lot of what ifs that can go on. That's what I'm saying. Right now, we're not going to be an attractive team to someone. We may acquire someone via trade. I think that might be, might happen. But I honestly, I don't even see Fitzy doing that too much. I think we're going to see how this draft plays out with these 2 picks, and make some signings, make some deals with Seattle. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Go ahead, Sam. What's up? You just popped in there.
Well, at this point, I don't think any free agent's going to help this team at this point, and I wouldn't throw money away like that. I think stay the course with the prospects. 2021 draft is going to be a little different because of COVID. What kind of scouting is going to be used? Is it going to be data, a lot of video? I've always felt that hockey is the human element always overrules numbers and video. And how is that going to affect? Maybe the whole Luke Hughes thing is because the familiarity of the family, Jack, seeing, actually meeting the prospect. I'm sure they've met several times. Know what he's about, but
I'm sure.
Jack and Luke, I think they might have met each other a couple times. Maybe.
But the point is, when you look at, I've seen a couple mock drafts. Again, I don't know if this is for clickbait material, but there are a couple mock drafts that had Owen Power falling, to number 4, just based on need.
Oh, based on need? Oh, maybe. Seattle's going to need a blue liner.
Sam's not off because I went to look at something and Beniers. Oh God, here we go.
Yeah, he seems to be going third to Anaheim. He seems to be going third to Anaheim a lot.
Well, according to
what
NHL.com,
the 3 I saw. NHL.com, that's the one I don't go to. I go to every other site except NHL.com. Go to some of the news. Go some of the news reporting sites. Don't go to NHL.com.
Well, for right now, because I already have it open. All right. Buffalo takes Owen Power at number 1. Matthew Beniers. Oh, I'm probably butchering the hell out of that. Goes to number 2. Dylan Guenther is the right wing I think you were talking about before. He goes to the Ducks at number 3. And then they have the Devils drafting Brant Clark or Luke Hughes. It's like one or the other. But Edvinsson is supposed to be good.
And
Simon Edvinsson. Yeah, Simon Edvinson's very good. William Eklund, like you said, playing with Alexander Holtz.
All right, go to any other site except NHL.com. All right, just go hit the back button. Oh man,
what's the back button? All right.
Oh jeez, go to any other site except that.
Okay, all right. Jeez, you're so pushy today. Somebody didn't get his Cheerios this morning because it's still what, 4 o'clock over by you? 6 o'clock by you?
6:20. The Knights and Avs are tied up 1-1.
Which is crazy because I thought the Avs were going to run away with that series. All right. I want to go to a decent. All right. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves.
All you got to do is hit the back button and then click on the very next link. How did you get lost? How did you get lost there? The back button and then the next link. It was probably ESPN.
Probably wasn't. Here we go. Bleacher Report.
Bleacher Report. Okay, give it to me. Who they got?
Boom, boom, boom. Owen Power going 1. Luke Hughes going number 2, which is what you said.
Okay.
Beniers going
third.
Beniers going to Anaheim 3rd. And who? Okay, Anaheim so third. Mr. Smarty Pants.
Who they got for us?
You guess.
I'm hoping it's one of the 3 that I said: Clark, Gunther, or Eklund. You know, those were my 3 guesses.
Gunther.
So
Dylan
I'm going to go.
Gunther.
Gunther? All right. Okay,
yeah.
So I got one of them.
So the Devils need scoring wingers to complement young centers Nico Hischier and Jack Hughes. Right wing Dylan Gunther of the Western Hockey League Edmonton Oil Kings could fit that bill. A highly skilled offensive winger. He could be a perfect
another Holtz.
fit.
I'll take it. Another Holtz-like person, another Holtz-like scorer prospect. Hey, doesn't hurt to have too many of those. I'm all about it.
Well,
what does it say about where's it got Brant Clark going? Because he seems to be the other one that everybody's talking about.
9th to Vancouver.
9th?
I don't think he slips that ball.
What does it say about him? See what it says about him.
A lack of skilled blue line depth contributed to Vancouver Canucks giving up. By the way, this is Bleacher Report, so
right.
Yeah,
just
I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, give it blah blah. They could use a defenseman such as Brant Clark on the Ontario Hockey League's Barrie Colts. He's a 6'2", 185 pound. He's a big boy already.
There we go.
Blue liner played well this season on loan to Nov Zomky in the Slovakia Extraligue. Come on, you're making me say words I can't say. Bob McKenzie cited his high-end two-way game as a standout attribute. I've been hearing a lot about Brant Clark for a couple of years, so I honestly feel like 9th is way too low. But that's the thing is, you look at the draft year. You look at the draft year that Nico got drafted, right? So everybody for 2 solid years leading up to that draft, Nolan Patrick was number 1 undisputed, 100%. 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, maybe like a month and a half, because when the Devils won that lottery pick, you started hearing a little bit about Nico Hischier, but it wasn't really that a strong of a push for him to be number 1 overall. But as it led up to the draft, his stock went right through the roof. And thank God for that, because we all see, what's happening down the turnpike there. So who knows? It could change. All these things could change. And that's,
just remember that 2017 draft. I said this before last Wednesday. Remember when Colorado felt like they got hosed and they had the 4th overall? And who did they pick? I think they're pretty happy.
Yeah.
The Devils sitting at number 4. The Devils sitting at number 4 is actually not bad.
Oh, is it Makar?
Yeah. And
I'm thinking,
it's not like Connor McDavid is in this draft. And I think this is going to be – and I'm looking at the Sporting News. They have Brant Clark going to the New Jersey Devils. Owen Power, number 1. Number 2, Seattle Kraken, Luke Hughes. So, I think this draft is going to be very to the hardcore hockey fan. It's going to be very interesting. I don't think it's going to be as dull as the lottery. Picking, who's got what. I think there's going to be surprises in the top 10. Who actually goes?
It seems. Just by looking at this, we've seen like everything has kind of been different in each one, except Owen Power going first in all of them. Everyone has had everything kind of a little bit different there. Obviously, I probably saw the two that you were talking about that had Hughes going second there, and I saw one more. Maybe I looked at the ESPN one, or I can't remember what another one I looked at. But I could have swore it had Hughes going second, Power and Hughes going second. But you could see after that, it's kind of jumbled. You don't really know. I guess, maybe Seattle doesn't go with Luke Hughes because he's not like ready to go in the lineup. And what we've seen with Vegas, Vegas took their first year straight to the Stanley Cup final. Seattle is going to have every intention of trying to do the exact same thing. That's going to be the expectation now. It's a bad expectation to set, but hey, you're an expansion team. You're getting the same exact draft. Go do what Vegas did, and try to get us a big fan base push there. So we'll see what happens. But do they want to get someone who's a little bit more ready to play, or do they? Luke Hughes is obviously a couple years away. So that'll be the difference there. Do they want someone that they can really just like kind of stick in the lineup there for that first year?
No. NBC. What the hell? I'm reading NBC. This got to be old because they didn't reshuffle the draft.
Yeah.
I'm on NHLEntryDraft.com for draft rankings. They have Luke Hughes as number 1. Talking about rankings.
Wow. Okay.
Not who's going to be picked. Number 2 is Simon Edvinsson, defenseman. William Eklund, number 3. Matthew, Beignets? I don't know. Brant Clark, number 5. And Owen Power, number 6.
Wow. Okay. Well, there's something way different.
On the rankings. So, again.
What's the elite prospect have it at? Maybe that was the other one I was looking at, maybe. I can't remember. Or is it NHL I can't. There's a couple other sites that they have like rankings. You could just like Google like draft rankings. Jerry says trade up the Islanders first with Zacha to get the Seattle pick. Oh, Jerry, I don't know about that.
Trade what?
I don't know.
Trade the Islanders pick and what?
Jerry's saying trade the Islanders first, wherever that is, like 20th or whatever it is, and Zacha to move up and get the Seattle pick. And then he's saying have a 2 and a 4. I think Seattle's going to ask you for that 4. Yeah, I think Seattle's going to ask you. And I don't know if I want to give. That sounds lovely to get a 2 and a 4. I don't think that'll ever happen though, like that.
Yeah. Oh, gentlemen, I'm so sorry to interrupt real quick. Over on YouTube, and Sam, maybe you could help us out here. We have Brandon Cruz wants to know where he can buy one of those Let's Go Devils jerseys that you see hanging up in the background.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe by this summer?
Shop at samwood.com.
Oh, man. Brandon, I'm sorry. I thought Sam was going to have a real answer for you. Apparently not.
No, I have to talk to Shorts Guy about that. He handles all the
We can take some orders, Brandon. We could take some orders. We just don't have any made at the moment. Yeah. But contact us if you want one. They do cost money, though.
Let'sGoDevils.com. Yeah, Sam at Let'sGoDevils.com.
Not a lot. Not like a regular jersey, but they do cost money.
$5 million. They'll get you one.
Yep.
That's right. You get the platinum one.
Or was it Doge? Whatever it is that you like.
Doge.
Dodge. It's like the Al Bundy car of digital currency.
I've gotten into stocks now. AMC.
Oh, okay. Oh,
buy AMC.
I think you're a couple months late on that one.
Yeah.
No, I got it at about $9.
Went off.
I got it at $9.67. But anyway, Enough about that.
All right, back to business. Back to business. So,
can I just plug one thing since we're on, plugging? July 23rd. We are planning a big draft day party at Taj Lounge 973. More details to come. Just wanted to put that out there.
So when is the actual draft? When is the actual draft? Is it the 23rd?
23rd of July. Yep.
Oh boy,
I think it's Friday.
Hence,
look at that.
The draft party. You
never know. You never know.
You forgot that. Did you miss that part of it? You missed that part of the message over there,
right? I was out in the sun all day. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. I'm dehydrated, probably.
It's one of those connection things. One of those connection things.
My brain, it's not working all the way. Jesus. Here we go. So, anyways, one thing I wanted to kind of switch gears on, and not to lament on other teams and their success and all that kind of stuff like that, but I know we've all been kind of talking about it in our group text and just kind of talking about it back and forth. But the playoffs and seeing fans in the building has been one of the greatest things out of this entire playoff experience. I don't know about anybody else. I'm sure I could speak for lots and hundreds and thousands of people of saying that it feels good that there is that light at the end of the tunnel that feels like we're going in the right direction, that we have a packed arena. Last night at Nassau Coliseum was absolutely bumping. I'm not an Islanders fan by any means. I don't hate the Islanders like I hate the Rangers and the Flyers. Like, the Islanders always felt like that cousin that you're like, I don't like you because you're sometimes weird, but come on, let's go have a barbecue. Let's go. But I watching that game last night, first of all, I hate this because I do this all the time. Anytime I see Matthew Barzell, I always think of Pavel Zacha because me too. We drafted Zacha at 6. And what did Barzell go, 7th or something like that? He didn't go that much further after. No,
13th.
And so every time I see Barzell, I'm like, God damn it, imagine what he would do with like Nico and Jack right now. But anyways, that's a moot point. So I'm watching a game last night. Barzell's all over the place. The game is just old school, just beating the hell out of each other. It's fun to watch, a fun series to watch. I love watching Taylor Hall get steamrolled by Matt Martin. It was really fun to see that. Or it was Zizekas gave him a nice shot in the middle of the ice. But anyways, Barzell, he scores this crazy goal. I don't know if you guys saw it. There was a shot from the point. It ricocheted off of somebody, and Barzell just looks at it and, like baseball, just knocks it into the net to take the 2-1 lead. And the place went absolutely bonkers. And I'm sitting there watching at home, and I like jumped up out of my seat, and I was like, "Oh wait, I'm not rooting for anybody here." But it was just like, it's so cool to see just these arenas go, with all the fans in it and everybody going nuts and just the electricity. Because last year was fun. Don't get me wrong, like playoff hockey was fun to watch, but when it was like an empty arena, at first you're like, "Oh yeah, this is weird," and then you got used to it. But it's like it makes such a huge difference to have the fans there, and I guarantee everybody can agree.
Tell you what, Beer Baron, fans make, like, hockey needs fans and fans need hockey. It's kind of, I don't, how do I explain this? It was just great content. Much like from a TV standpoint, when you have fans, like a sold out building, and they're all in unison, and they're all chanting, their team name, or the refs make a bad call and they're chanting,
"Hey, ref, you suck." Yeah.
Or go live in a hole. But I can't say it because, especially when we're on the Morristown Beard podcast library, got to keep it clean.
That's right.
Anyway, so I'll tell you what, I'm very happy for Lou. And I'm jealous. I almost want to make a trade for John Ledecky, the owner, at this point.
Right.
Because he gets it.
He gets it and he cares about the team. What a concept.
Yep. But, I actually had an opportunity to go to last night's game, but I decided to do something else. But I will say this. that we're all hockey fans, and I think it's just seeing, even though it's the Islanders, it's our rival and all that, it's just good to see right now, like hockey, like winning hockey, good hockey. I mean, when Krejci, speared or hit Barzell, I believe.
Yeah, hit him right in the twig and bits. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like the chess match, like the brutal chess match is back. Just those little things. And I hope the young Devils players are taking notes about the NFZ.
You look at that series, and that series has been a lot of fun. You look at that Tampa Carolina series, like what in the hell is going on down there? That game, I'm watching it. It's like 4-2, nope, 4-3, 4-4, 6-4. I'm like, what the hell? Wait, what? Like that was one of those super bizarre games. Art over on YouTube, I gotta say, what's up, Art? He says, I agree, Beer Baron. So awesome to see all the fans. And then we have the Canadian games. Yeesh. Yeah, I know. They're getting there slowly, though. They're starting to let people in. But,
by the way,
Maple Leafs.
Congrats to the NHL and the Canadian government making an exception for the border crossing. Moving forward with the playoffs. That's not easy to do, but I'm glad. I'm glad we joked about it, but I'm kind of glad that the Canadian government, set the guidelines and made an exception, because I know up in Canada, they love their hockey, and it'd be very most unfortunate if they weren't, the U.S. teams weren't able to cross the border and to force the Canadian teams to come down here to play the rest of the Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, that'd be a shame.
Yeah. Scott, you got anything to add in there, or are you just going to sit there and shake your head?
I don't know.
Bobblehead.
I don't. I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I'm way to contribute.
Well, I mean, I don't agree with a lot of what was just said, so I'm not gonna say anything. So,
well, you don't agree with the fans being in the building? Is that what you're saying?
No, not that. I don't agree with all the Islanders praise over here with you guys.
Oh, God, stop it.
All this loose stuff.
Whoa.
I don't agree. I just don't agree.
Oh, my God.
I am a loyalist to the end.
We struck such a chord with you.
I just don't agree with it. I mean, I don't get why you guys want, like... The Islanders, to me, just look like the Devils, like 10 years ago when they would just get bounced. Remember when we did this last show and all we talked about was how the Devils got eliminated in the first round, the second round, the first round, the second round, the first round, the second round, the first round.
For a while, it was only the first round, the first round, the first round, the first round. Yeah,
I know.
Listen,
so I agree. I don't know why everyone wants to go back to that, because that's exactly the shape that the Islanders are forming. Like, he's going to start stocking them. But at least they are in
the playoffs. At least they're
okay.
In the playoffs.
All right, how many? All right. Well, wait. Hang on. So, like, is that your all goal? Is just to get to the playoffs, or is it to actually win?
To win.
Well,
just
win.
You
need to get in the playoffs. You need to get in the playoffs to actually have a shot. I mean,
okay.
My gripe about the whole thing is, what has Harrison Blitzer shown us? Nothing.
I mean, we're gonna. I mean, listen. This year was bad, but like, to go back to the way I see a lot of people talking online and everything like that. It's fine. You can have everyone has the right to their opinion. That's cool. I just don't agree. I just don't agree with it.
I'm not happy with the situation. I'm not happy with the situation.
Well, see, I'm happy that the owners stay out of Fitzy's hair. I don't want them in Fitzy's hair. I want them to continue.
No. Joshua Harris is going to be in Fitzy's hair.
I know.
Because he's going to be
because everyone
on this.
Yeah. Yeah, because people have been sounding the horn about him not doing anything. Let us keep him out. I don't want him in our business. I want him out. I want Fitzy to do his thing, and I want it to run its course. And I want to see all these prospects next year come up and see if they make a difference. And guess what? If they don't make a difference, then it's time to start making some changes. But
but that's what we've been doing. That's what they've been doing. They've been making the changes. And here's the problem: they haven't even. They
haven't made any changes. None of these kids have played yet. None of them have played yet in the NHL. Ball had like 5 games. Ahoyuk hasn't played yet. Walsh hasn't played yet. This was Tyson's rookie year.
They need to extend Fitzgerald first before they do anything else. And why they haven't done that yet, I don't understand. Why are you going to have him be a part of the draft process? Why are you going to have him be on the TV and do that whole stupid lottery thing if you're not going to extend him? I don't understand unless they did it behind closed doors and haven't announced it yet, which wouldn't be a shock. I think the biggest problem with what you're saying and with everybody, with what we're saying is, we both, Sam and I are praising what's going on with the Islanders because you see a team that's actually in this area that's being built as a playoff team. They're actually making it into the playoffs. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Whoa. Hang
on. Don't lump me in this. Don't lump me in this.
Wait. Stop right there, because the Islanders have been a crap team at the bottom of their conference forever. And we have not been as bad as the Islanders have been for as long as they have been. Okay, so we're
getting damn close to that now. Dude, we're getting damn close to that.
Not even close.
Look at what the Devils have been. Look at what the Devils have been for the last 12 years. In the last 12 years, since 2012.
Last 12 years.
That's 10 years. Last 10 years. In the last 10 years, what have we done?
Well, you got an MVP. You had your playoff run. Did it feel good?
1 year.
We got to the playoffs. Well, we got to the playoffs. That's what you want. Right?
Yeah, did it feel good? Yeah, it felt great. It felt great.
And then you got bounced.
Yeah, but we all knew we were going to get bounced in that series. Like, it wasn't a surprise that we're going to get bounced in the series. The fact that we went, like, let me ask you a question. Would you rather make it into the playoffs, or would you rather be sitting here asking yourself, who are you going to take with the number 4 overall pick? Because
I'd rather become
so tiresome.
I'd rather become a real threat. We're shaping up.
You have to make the playoffs to become a real threat.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, but you have to actually do something in the playoffs. Great. What did we do when we got to the playoffs? We won 1 game against Tampa and got smoked. We got laughed out of the playoffs. I mean, come on, the Islanders. It's a good story. Do you really think they're a better team than Boston? Do you really think they're a better team than Tampa Bay or Colorado? Come on,
Scotty. I'm gonna say something.
What?
I have to say this.
What?
Why I'm so interested in the Islanders. It's amazing how Palmieri is doing so well right now. Zajac is playing well. Green's playing pretty decent. And it tells me that it's not the talent that was on the Devils. It's an organizational thing that's the problem. It's amazing how these Devils go on to other teams and do so well, but why couldn't they perform and get us in the playoffs?
Because Kyle Palmieri is not playing. I mean, he's in a different role now, and he's on a more. Listen, the Islanders are a more complete team right now. No doubt about it. They're definitely a better team than the Devils, but they had to get these guys, and they had to play, and they had to grow. They made some trades along the way,
They're also missing Anders Lee. Let's not forget that they're missing
Anders Lee too. Yeah, it took some time to build a team. Like, the Devils have all these pieces, but the kids are really young. They don't have it. They're not built the same way. And also, the Islanders' goaltending is much better than the Devils' goaltending. So I mean, there's things that need to change, but the Devils are on a right path. I do not want to see the Devils going back to one of those teams that have all those veterans, and it's just every year we get in and that's it. Well, I just don't want to be one of those teams.
Listen, clearly they're not going to be that way because the oldest player on the roster right now is 26 years old. So,
I agree. I agree with the way they're being built right now. I totally agree with it, and I don't want to see, I don't want to see them go the way. I mean, I don't know. That's just me. That's just my opinion. I think we're past the Lou era. Like, I'm glad where we are with Fitzy, and I think next year we're going to be a lot better. When these kids get a full year, I really do. I really feel like we're going to be a lot better next year.
All I know
and
is
if I'm wrong, then we need to start making changes. If they stink it up again, then guess what? Then they need to start making some changes with some of these guys.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I know is, and
like you said you were you wish Pavel Zacha was Barzell. Like this year, guess what? Zacha and Barzell have the same amount of goals.
Yeah, but you can't deny that Barzell is a hell of a lot more electrifying than Pavel Zacha.
We'll see. We got a new Pavel Zacha this year who started putting up points and actually started shooting the puck.
Hey, listen, from your lips to God's ears, I hope you're right, because if he starts playing to what his potential was when he was drafted, because going into that draft, and we've talked about this a million times, he was pretty highly touted. And when the Devils got him at 6, there was a lot of people saying like, "Wow, this is a great pick." Blah blah blah. He showed a hell of a lot of promise, and then so far hasn't really followed through. But yes,
he flopped for like 2-3 years, man. This year,
yeah, and this year he started taking strides. Yes, in the right direction. There's a lot of things that are really promising about this team. You see what Nico Hischier is doing over in the Worlds, which, by the way, congratulations to the USA getting bronze.
Rico Henrique as the captain gets his gold medal. Adam Henrique
gets his gold. Yeah, that's right. And Canada got gold. And
Canada got gold. Silver. I mean, congratulations to Adam Henrique. I mean, I think he'll always be a fan favorite to everybody, for that Ranger series. Like, everyone will forever love. And I still love Lou Lamoriello as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm just being, the other side of the story. That's all. I'm not being bitter. I'm not being bitter.
Just being a heel.
I mean, I could say things that will make me sound bitter, but I'm not going to say them because I don't want to not try to like pick on Lou and stuff like that, but I just don't, I like what we're doing. And I don't want to go back to like how that is over there. I don't know. I don't want that.
And I'm not disagreeing with you because when you have Andy Green as a 38-year-old defenseman, and you're, some of your roster has been around the league for quite some time. Yeah, I agree, because it got real old real quick, no pun intended, with the Devils, and especially towards the end of Lou's tenure there's a lot of contracts where you're like, Jaromir Jagr,
Camilleries, the Jagrs, the Michael Reiters. Yeah. I don't want to go back. Yeah. I don't want to. That's what I don't want to go back to. Maybe, you know what? Like, hey, maybe he learned more in Toronto and Long Island too.
Well, look at what happened to Toronto. Listen, here's the other thing too: is we can be upset. We could be upset
Montreal,
with our team.
By the way.
Yeah, Montreal looking like the real deal.
Winnipeg
looking like the real deal. And that's funny too, because Winnipeg. Okay. To talk a little bit about, and we did this last week or the week before when we talked about some of the series that were going on. You have Edmonton getting just embarrassed by Winnipeg.
Embarrassed.
Yeah,
absolutely
embarrassed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then you have Toronto, who was in the driver's seat in that series, up 3-1. Absolutely,
cannot believe that.
Pants around your ankles, shoved into Times Square, embarrassed. Like horrible. Horrible.
That's
like how do you drop that series?
That's how you have a championship drought like they have. When's it been? How long has it been since they won the cup? What was it? Like the 40s?
1967.
67?
Around there, somewhere
whatever
around
the frig it is. Yeah. That's like 60
Scotty,
years. That's how you get a streak like that. And Montreal too, by the way. Like, probably the worst team in the playoffs. I don't think anybody had the Canadians going anywhere this year. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You have a question from YouTube.
Oh boy.
Nathan.
What are they mad at me
Dowie? No, they're not mad. Nathan Dowie, I think that's how you say his name. Says, Scotty, do you think the Devils should adopt Motorhead's "Born to Raise Hell" as their goal song? It's a good question.
Born to raise hell.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
I'm gonna do it real well. Yeah, I mean, hey, why not? I'm down with it.
That sounds like a great idea. I'm so sorry. I know they're from Jersey and everything else. I am not a fan of their current goal song from Gaslight Anthem.
Oh, the Gaslight Anthem.
I can't stand that song. I can't stand. I hated that song before they became the goal song, and I was like, oh. By the way, I think Tampa Bay.
That's a good one though, Nate. I like that.
That is a good one. That is a really good one. We should make a petition and put that in there. That was a really
good one. And you know what movie
actually.
That was from? Do you know what movie that was from? What soundtrack that was on? One of the greatest
let me think.
heavy metal movies of all time.
Jesus.
It's got a bunch of your heroes in it.
Oh God! Just tell me, because my brain's mush. We already established that.
Adam Sandler.
Airheads.
Steve Buscemi. There you go.
There
you go.
I ain't
Chris
farting
Farley,
on no
the great
snare
Chris Farley
drum.
too.
That's right.
I ain't farting on no snare drum, Chaz.
I ain't farting on no snare drum. I'm gonna think of your contract. Just wipe his ass
with his record contract. I love this guy.
I love this guy. And what are you gonna do with it? I'm gonna stick it in his eye. Yeah. Anyway, that is one of my favorite movies.
Oh my God.
And then you used to be able to buy that in a 2-pack. You used to buy that in Billy Madison as a 2-pack. But anyways, the old Blockbuster deal days. But damn, that is a great idea. That's a great idea. So jumping off tracks.
Right.
Tampa Bay, Tyler Johnson scored a goal to tie that game up yesterday, 4-4. And when he scored, they played Johnny Be Good. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, that sure as hell isn't their only goal song. And I wonder if they adopted the every player can pick their goal song.
Their goal song?
Yeah, and I would, like in Major League Baseball, we've talked about this
like
before.
Major League
we talked
walk-up
about this
music,
like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if
I'd be down
NHL
with that
players
idea.
could pick your own goal song as long as it's like NHL approved. Like, how cool would it be if somebody had that as their goal song, or like somebody had something else, or you like everybody had their own kind of style. So, and you think that would be like it would be cool, right?
Imagine if you're a band out there and you're like, oh my God, someone on the team picked our song as the goal song, and it turns out it's like Ken Danico, who doesn't score like over like a 2-year frame or something like that, like
you're like, did you hear the song yet? No, dude, that dude doesn't score ever. He just loves your music.
Dmitry Kulikov picked us last year, guys. We didn't get on the board there. We didn't get on the board.
It's all right. It's all right. Oh my God! But I did honestly let the players be themselves. Like add that in there.
That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah. I think that's a lot of fun.
We have a lot of ideas on the show that go unwarranted. Like mixing the NWHL with the NHL and the All-Star game and doing all these other fun things. But God forbid we're.
Go ahead.
No, go.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I think that would be a great way for also, players can connect with fans and let them, because I know a lot of baseball players let fans vote on their walk-up songs. They could change them throughout the year, like they could have a lot of fun with that. I think that's a really cool thing. It'd
be funny
poor
too,
band that gets like that defenseman.
There should just be like
I don't know. It said the guy picked us as Mackenzie Blackwood. What position does he play?
Right field, man. He's right field. Wrong sport, Chet. Wrong spot. But it'd be funny too if like some dudes picked like completely obscure music, or like some of the European guys like they score and it's like this weird techno disco sound.
I'm sure. I'm sure you'll hear some really cool stuff. I'm sure you'll hear some metal from some of those European players as well. Some of those Swedish dudes. Yeah. I know there's a bunch of
those like death metal.
Yeah, I get some At the Gates on and stuff like that. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're just like, what? It's like Meshuggah. Yeah. It's all Meshuggah out of nowhere. Like, audience is like, what?
God.
What's that?
Dude, I saw Meshuggah live. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day.
Oh, I've seen them live. Oh my God. It's amazing.
I'm
like,
talking
you're just like you're in awe.
way back in the day. Yeah.
It's like, how did they play all that together in sync, so on time, and not miss a single beat or note? Like, it's just, you're just like, it's impossible. It's impossible, and they do it. And they do it night after night after night after night after night. It's incredible.
Yep. Oh my God. Well, Sam,
technical extreme metal.
Yeah. Where are you from? The Netherlands? All right. This is going to sound intense, but really technical.
Sweden. I'm from Sweden.
He
What's
said,
up, Sammo?
Can you imagine someone picking a Death Grips as their goal song? I think that dude just played Rain and Blood.
We can get, they can get, well, we'll see what they get up, like, it'd be cool. It'd have fun. You can just go whatever mood you're in, one week you might have, like, Slayer, South of Heaven. That works for the Devils, and then maybe you go, like, after that, you go something else, you
can do some, like, lollipops and rainbows.
Nah, not like that. Hey. Not like that. No, not that. Maybe you change it to, like, Frank for, like, a day or two or something like that. Any
of the guys with like kids accidentally submit like one of their kids' songs off their iPad. They're like, oh yeah, like play this song if I score, and they mean to do something else, and they score a goal, and it's like ABCs are lots of fun. Here we go, we're
Oh, my buddy's got like
That's how superstitions get started. When something stupid, like remember when St. Louis
Blues could not fade
Gloria?
Away. What's that?
Gloria at the bar, when after playing the Flyers, the St. Louis Blues. I mean, that's how sometimes these things start. I know the Flyers.
We sing our crowd sings "Take on Me" like every single game. They do things like that. Take on, right? Take me on, take on me. They even sing it without the song playing when it stops. Like they do it. They do a lot of that stuff. Have some fun with it.
There can be more. There can always be more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Flyers do something really stupid. You want to hear this goal song?
Always.
So
they exist.
I think for every, I think their third goal of the game, they play the chicken dance song, and I think it's sponsored by Chick-fil-A or something like that. Like that's where the corporate side, the sponsorship side, comes in to play in the middle of it, and it just ruins everything.
But that's also like, I hate to say this, and I know this is an unpopular opinion. The whole Ric Flair woo thing, it was cool when we thought it was just the Devils doing it, but everybody does it. And it gets like, to me, like that crap, like once it starts to become like everybody's starting to do it, I'm like, all right, change it quick. I'm kind of over the woo thing. I'm over their goal song currently. I'm over the "Hey, you suck." Like, okay, like, yeah. I'm over that.
Bear wants a revolution.
Listen, I know you disagree, especially because of your name. Inherently, it feels good.
No, I like routine. I'm a creature of habit. I like to have certain things going on, and that's tradition. This is what we're doing.
I see. Yeah, I get some of that, but it's tradition if you're the only team that's doing it. Like coming out to running with the Devils, like that's great. That's awesome. That's like because it fits the team, obviously. But if every team starts playing that song when they enter the ice, it loses its its thing. Like when Penn State has its whiteout, it's great. Beaver Stadium's like everybody in the stadium's wearing white. It's insane. It's electric. But then like when everybody starts doing it, it just loses its. I'm not saying I don't know. Whatever, dude. They need to be original. And start being original.
Sounds bitter.
I'm always bitter.
Bitter.
I'm always bitter.
Man.
I'm always bitter.
Wow.
We were original, but they took that goal song away.
But even that
Apparently
song isn't really
bitter
that
because
original.
I don't like the Islanders. I'm bitter. Jeez, but you're here complaining over here,
you're
huh?
very bitter. You're very bitter.
I'm very bitter.
Yeah, you sat there like this. And then you were like, I don't agree.
I didn't agree, but I let you say it. I didn't interrupt you, did I? I didn't interrupt. Vegas just scored again, actually. 3-1.
Multiple times. That series is weird. I thought, like I said before, I thought Colorado was going to take off. Before we end, predictions on the series and how they're going to go?
Well, I got to say, I thought I was doing well in our bracket, but tell you the truth, not so well. Turned out 4-4 there in the first round. Because I had the Pens winning, and we saw Tristan Jerry just, completely collapse and fall apart. Yeah. I actually had the Caps winning too, and they just right from the get-go looked like they were just not, going to function very well, and the Bruins steamrolled them. And then again, I went with all the chokers, and they all choked on me. I had the Oilers. I thought this was going to be the year that Connor McDavid and Draisaitl actually make a push. They did not. They did not at all. And then, of course, the Leafs. Also, the other consistent chokers. I said, hey, Toronto, this year, they're actually going to make it. I had them going with Carolina, in the conference finals. But alas, wrong. So I was only 4 out of 4 in the first round. And right now, this Avs in Vegas, I have the Avs winning there. That's just how I have the Avs winning everything. I have them going all the way.
Yep.
The Canes, I thought the Canes would put up a better fight against Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay really seems to be in full gear now with Kucherov back. It's just like
they're unfair.
They're
unfair.
Yeah,
unfair.
It's like
how they're $17 million over the cap right now. Unfair.
Yeah. And he's just
they got to do something about that.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to steamroll the Canes, and I think whoever does come out of the Boston and Islander series, I don't think I don't even think either way. I don't know. Maybe I think Boston's a better team, but I don't think either of them are going to be able to match up against Tampa Bay the way they're playing right now. It's just, whew. And then I didn't have the Canadians winning, but they are up 3. Was it 3-0? They're up 3-0. I think on Winnipeg. They just won, so that's a pretty big shocker right there. So we'll see. We'll see, man. I mean, Tampa Bay looking pretty good. Tampa Bay and Montreal. Are you kidding me? Is that really what it's going to be like? Or no. It's got to be Tampa Bay and no, wait. How is it again this year?
So in the quote unquote West, the Canadian teams and the Avalanche
the West.
And the West. So it's the Canadian team in the West are going to be playing for the Western Conference finals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what it is. Right.
Which is weird.
And who do we have? Go ahead.
No, if Montreal wins, and let's say Montreal makes it to the Stanley Cup Finals, they could potentially be playing a team in the East. How crazy would it be a Montreal-Boston Stanley Cup Final?
And the Stanley Cup.
That would be wild.
That would be so the Habs
series.
Yeah.
Oh my
so the
God.
Canadians have to play whoever wins out of Vegas and Colorado. Okay, I wrote my notes backwards. That's what it is. I screwed it up. Duh, Scott. Okay, and who do we got here left? So John Hines eliminated. Zach Parise eliminated. Wayne Simmons eliminated. Okay, so big names. John Merrill is still in Montreal. Okay.
Yep.
We got 2 former players down there in Tampa Bay with old Pickles Coleman and what was he? 1 year. He was like a one and done, right? Patrick Maroon.
He
came with Taylor Hall, right? He was
he came in the playoff.
Or was he a
push.
deadline? He was a deadline acquisition, right? Okay.
Yep.
So we got Tampa, Montreal, and then obviously the Islanders. We got Lou, we got Palms, we got Green, we got Travis Zajac, who's been has he been playing big minutes for the Islanders. I'm almost shocked to see him, but without Anders Lee, you get Zajac's experience like that. But he's been playing big minutes there. And then, you know what I got to say, honestly, the guy, out of everyone that I dislike the most, I find myself actually liking the position that Taylor Hall has found himself in. on a as a second line. Well, as a player, like he's not going to crack that first line, and he knows it. And he's on a team where he can't be like the prima donna.
He doesn't have to.
Well,
be.
he can't.
Oh, he can't be. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because these other guys are gonna whip him into shape. Because they're the ones who've won. He has, on the Devils, no one won. No one's won anything. They can't really say anything to him. He's the superstar. He's won the most. He's the MVP, the Hart Trophy.
Yeah.
So, he goes to Boston. Same thing in Arizona. He goes to Boston, and now all of a sudden, like he's got to fall in line with these other dudes. These guys have been groomed by Chara and everything. And now all of a sudden he finds himself almost kind of like, remember when Mogilny came back there in 2001? And he was just like a beast on that second line. The Devils obviously had their A line, and Boston's got the perfection line. And then they got like that score. He didn't turn it on, obviously, like Mogilny did. But for him, it's a good role to be in because someone needs to keep him in line. If you want him to perform, someone's got to keep him in line.
Why are they called the perfection line? Let me see if you know. Why are they called the perfection line?
I don't even know. I'm not a Bruins fan, so I don't even know. Something with their names. What is it? Why is it?
I'm asking because I don't know. Because I was watching a game yesterday and they kept saying over and over,
they're a perfect combo. Is that what it is? They're a perfect they're a perfect trio.
Somebody out there will tell us, I'm sure. You guys are idiots. Can't get it right.
But I think Taylor Hall's the guy. He's the guy that like I disliked the most from his time, like with the Devils, and how everything ended with him. But I do too. For him, I think this is actually probably the best spot for him because they're not going to take his crap. He's got to fall in line.
As much like you see players in the past, and this will be my final thought, because I hear the music queued up. You see players in the past, and you're like, "Oh, that guy's. I hate that." Like Sean Avery, right? Mm-hmm. Sean Avery, we all hate Sean Avery, but at no point was I like, "Oh, I wish the Devils would get him," or I would root the hell out of that guy if he was on my team. Never. Brad Marchand on the other hand, as much as you dislike him, as dirty as he could be, as much of a scumbag and a weirdo, and like all the dumb things that he does, I would take him on my team in a heartbeat. That dude is so good in so many different ways, and every time he's on the ice, you feel like he's going to make a difference. I have to say, watching these NHL playoffs, seeing the fans in the seats has been my highlight. The games can be whatever. The series, they could all be whatever. I don't really care who wins. It's just fun to watch. I'm going to enjoy watching the rest of them until the eventual Stanley Cup winner is crowned. But now that after I said it, my final thought is I hope Boston and Montreal make it to the Stanley Cup Finals because damn, that would be fun.
That would be something. That really would be something if that lines up like that.
That would be fun to watch. Oh my God. Talk about a rivalry.
Well, yeah. I mean, that would be crazy. That would be nuts. Although I'm still gonna pull for the old Isles there. So we can also get our draft pick when we want and take our little compensation when we want it. But yeah, that's my final thought. These playoffs have been very exciting and very good. Yeah, with the fans back, it's been even better. Even the little bit of fans that was there at first, you can obviously hear the intensity there, the roar of the crowd. So, we knew that. And you can see the players, the intensity's picked up, man. Oh, the hitting is hard. We didn't even talk about Shifley on Evans right behind the net. Oh, yeah. Man.
Brutal.
20 years ago, that's a good hit, Yeah. Times have changed, back in the 90s, you could expect that, to get plowed like that with your head down.
But
anyway.
Eric Lindros.
Well, that was different. That was a little different, but
coming across the blue line.
No, I mean it was a pretty big charge there. But either way, you used to see a lot more big hits, and I think you're seeing that in this playoffs, which has been a lot of fun. And I'm excited. And can't wait to see more. Can't wait to see more. I got the Avs, but now I want to see this. Now I want to see this Canadians Bruins. You know, but
Dude,
I had
so
the Avs.
fun. It would be so
I had
fun.
the Avs going. Yeah.
My final thoughts. Talent alone will not get you through the playoffs. I thought Scotty's picks were great, but you know what? When the grit comes in, it brings out the best in some of these players that may have not had a great regular season. You're seeing what Kyle Palmieri is doing right now.
Or Corey Perry's knee.
Yeah. Or
Yikes.
the Montreal Canadiens. Carey Price. Anything can
Price,
happen
yes.
in the playoffs.
Tyler Johnson, who didn't do squat in the regular season, who's now putting up points.
Yep.
Yeah,
Matthew Barzell, who had a crappy regular season too.
Kyle Palmieri, he did not do anything when he was on the Devils, and he really didn't do anything when he got traded. And Taylor Hall too. I mean, Pops had
2 goals.
Yeah, he had 2 goals for the Islanders after he got traded, and now he's got 5 in the postseason.
Buffalo, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking about
anything can
Palmieri.
happen.
Palmieri,
Oh,
too.
you're talking about-
Palmieri only had 2 for the Islanders, and now he's got 5. So, playoffs,
Hey,
you can turn it
different
on.
person. He was able to grow the beard again. That's what happened.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Come on, Lou. Just let him grow the beard all the time. Jeez.
And also,
come on.
Also for Palmieri and Taylor Hall, it's also a contract year.
There you go.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll drop the podcast shortly. Till next time, let's go Devils.
Time to go to